Welcome back, everybody, to A Better Way podcast. You know, where we're talking to people who found a better way, who didn't settle for average. Today, our guest is my guy, Chris Bruce, really good friend of mine, multi-millionaire real estate investor, educator, internet landlord.
I appreciate it, man. Jay, thanks for having me on this podcast. You know, ever since we met 10X event, you always been a homie. I appreciate that. You know, so just thankful for bringing me on this show so I can go ahead and give back to the community, talk about some different things that I've been able to do. Like I said, find a better way.
That's a fact.
That's what we all trying to do, right?
That's a fact, bro. Nah, man. Look, man, you don't really need an introduction, but there might be some people out there who live under a rock, bro. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself to my audience, man? Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Definitely, absolutely. So, for me, my name is Chris Bruce. I've been involved as an entrepreneur, real estate entrepreneur, for the past 11 years.
It's a long time.
Long time, man. Humble beginnings, man. I remember I got started flipping bank-owned properties from this guy named Preston Ely. He was my mentor, and I didn't have the money to buy his course at the time. I had to borrow the money from my baby mama. It was $1,000, man. This is back in the day when it was DVDs and workbooks.
God damn.
Yeah. So she put it on her credit card. She bought the course for me, went through it, made a whole bunch of mistakes. In 3 months, I did my first deal, made $5,000, and haven't looked back since. I mean, looking at the past 11 years, multiple freaking deals. We've closed over 350 deals. Podcasts with over 500,000 downloads.
Wow,
bestseller
that's amazing.
author. It's been crazy, man. It's a great ride on entrepreneurship, but you know, at the end of the day, man, it's been a blessing.
100%, bro.
It's been a blessing.
I mean, one thing I want to point out that you said, a lot of y'all might have missed it, right? But you didn't have the money for that course.
Nah.
But you knew you had to get it some way, somehow, and you got it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's straight up action taking right there. I was the same way. I didn't have, when I started, I was trying to buy this course. I didn't have it either. I had to find a way. I ended up using my credit. So I just wanted to point that out right there. It was so subtle because it was so normal to you. But that might go over a lot of people's head that you had to find a way to do it.
I mean, luckily for me at the time, like I said, my baby mom, this is my daughter's mom, she still supports me to this day. We have a great relationship even though we're not together. But she was there and saw the vision.
Nice.
And that's important for all the fellas out there, man. Make sure, excuse me, that you have a lady that, you know, can share the same vision or at least believe in your vision. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
She did that for me.
Very important.
You know, she's got paid back tenfold, of course.
No, I bet. So, what was that moment? What was that moment that you decided, you know, I need a better way. Real estate has to be the key. What was that moment in your head?
Yeah, so rewind back, 2006. This was back when the real estate market was going crazy, right?
06.
You could have a pulse and get a loan back then. Like it was just like, all right, you got a pulse, you get a loan. And so I got, my dad hooked me up. I bought my first rental property. It was Detroit, Michigan, on the east side on Beaconsfield Street. Took out a $110,000 loan. I took some of the money out of equity.
Nice.
Or whatever. So I put $9,000 in my pocket. A couple other people got paid. I got this rental property. I'm 21 years old. I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
Just winging it.
Yeah, just winging it. I have a tenant in my property that I found. It was a homeboy that I actually used to work with at Comerica Park, which is where the Tigers play at.
Yeah.
So he was like, I need a spot, whatever. I was like, perfect. Got him in. He was paying me rent. I was good. The thing is, I didn't know he sold dope. So his trap house was around the corner, a couple blocks around the corner from my house. He got killed.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and so when he got killed, this was a few months, you know, after him being in the property.
Yeah.
He got killed. Now I don't have a tenant in the property. I live here in Tampa. I don't have any property management. I'm trying to do this shit myself.
Young as hell.
Yeah, young. I'm 21.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to manage this stuff. So then I don't have to try to pay mortgage on there, up there, paying rent down here at the same time. I didn't blew money. I was in the club stunting, buying bottles every week.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. So I didn't blew the money. I took out the equity. So I was just like, damn. Like, so fast forward a year later, I ended up losing that property to foreclosure.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, damn, man. I was like, now my credit is shot. I lost my car. And I was just like, man, I got to figure out something different because I found out 2008. I'm like, all right, I'm about to have a kid.
Yeah.
How I'm going to if I can't take care of myself, how I'm gonna take care of a kid? You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, dang, I got to figure out a better way. I got to figure out something that I can do to get me out of a $12 an hour job. And it just so happened that real estate came back around.
Just at that
at that moment. And the thing about it is like, this guy was like, yo, how to flip foreclosure properties. I'm like, I just had a foreclosure property. My property just got foreclosed on, so this is perfect. He's like, you don't need no credit, you need no cash. I'm like, that's me.
That sounds perfect for me.
I'm broke as hell, so that's how perfect for me, right? So it just happens like everything just aligned correctly. And the biggest thing that for me was that it wasn't just the money he was showing. Of course, that's what really like got me interested in it. But he was talking like personal development stuff, and was just like
biggest key.
Hard.
That's a big key right there.
Just like Rich Dad Poor Dad. I never even heard of that book. I'm like, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I ain't never had a rich dad. I only had a poor dad. So
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Amazing book if y'all haven't read it, by the way.
Yeah, amazing book. So like he was just talking like certain stuff that was just, you know, happened to just like hit me. And it was like, damn, this is different. I've never heard of this stuff before. And so that's what led me into like, all right, this seems like a better way.
Yeah.
I got to get into this. And then he saw his course, and I was like, yo, I don't got the money, but I started asking whoever I could to borrow it. And that's what led me into like getting in the whole real estate game. This was 2009.
Nice. And what were you doing at the time? You said you had a $12 an hour job. What were you doing?
I was working for so it was Countrywide Financial, and I was doing like data entry. To be honest with you, I can't even remember exactly what I was doing.
so long ago.
This is 2010 when I quit. But it was basically data entry loan for New York and New Jersey. Like some type of properties that I can't remember exactly what homes they were, but I was basically doing like loans and stuff for them. And yeah, man, I was doing that, and it was cool. It paid the bills, but that's all it did.
Yeah, surviving, not living.
And then with the mortgage crisis and stuff happening, they would laying people off every single week. So I would go in every week and be like, damn,
this could be it.
Is it my time? They slashed the floor, and I'm like, all right, I made it. I'm cool. But then I was like, yo, each week that came by, I was like, it might be my time.
100%.
And that's what I was like, yo, I gotta build something. Like I gotta, and let me tell you, let me. A lot of people don't even know this. So before real estate, I tried like the MLM stuff.
Oh wow,
it wasn't me.
I was just talking to a couple people about that whole wave, the network marketing side.
Oh
of stuff.
Man, that was big, man.
It was.
Yeah. So I tried a few of those, and then I even built. No, a lot of people don't even know this. I found out how to build like a social media platform. Yeah. So this was a time when, you know, MySpace, Facebook was popping or whatever. Twitter was like getting a little steam. I built a website called swaggercheck.com. This was, remember when Jay-Z had brought up Swagger
Like Us?
Yeah.
Kanye. That was my favorite song,
Soulja Boy had all that. I was like, yo, I'm going to create a social media platform that's all about showing off your swag. And I had 2,000 members in there.
Yo, that's wild. And that was like when social media was coming up.
Yeah, but I didn't know how to make any money on it.
That's crazy.
So that's why I was like, yo, I got 2,000 members. I got T-shirts, all this stuff, but I'm not really making any money from it. And then that's when the real estate stuff came around, and that's when it hit for me. I was just like, yo, I'm all.
That's what I got to do.
Yep.
I think something's crazy that you said right now, man. I don't know if some people picked up on this, but you just said like every week you showed up to work and you didn't know if this could be it or not. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people are in that situation right now. History repeats itself.
Right.
Like literally right now that's happening to like the majority of America with this COVID-19 thing going on.
Yep.
And I think it's very important that people realize like that safety looks like safety until it's not, right?
Exactly.
So, and one stream of income was never enough. This kind of just exposed it.
I think so, yeah, too.
I think that's crazy. Like you're literally talking about something that's happening right now.
Yeah.
That happened 11 years ago. That's wild to me right now.
And one of the things I like that you always tell people, and I steal that soundbite quote from you. I ain't gonna lie, I steal it from you every single time. I tell people go crazy. Is we went from, you know, the brick and mortar to click and order.
That's crazy because I saw you put that and I'm like, did he take that from me or did he hear it from somebody else?
I took that from him. But that's so like key right now.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. And you know what's cool that you said you tried other things before, meaning you were willing to have that mindset that something has to work, right?
Yeah.
The real estate just happened to be the thing at the time. It seemed like coincidence, but looking back at it, you know, none of it was coincidence. None of it was coincidence. But that actually brings me to my next point, bro. Now that you're talking about the whole, it went from brick and mortar to click and order. Yeah. Internet landlord. What does that mean, man?
So my thing was that my mentor when I saw the things that he did for me, right? It inspired me to say, one day when I'm at a certain level of success, I want to be able to give back to people. Because just being real, he was a white, Republican guy that grew up around money.
Can't relate to him. You can't even relate to him.
Like I related to the things that he was saying, but I knew that our community of black and brown people don't have that.
Yeah.
And so my thing was that once I get popping, I really want to be able to show people like, yo, you can be young, you can be black, you can be brown, you can be whatever. You can be a minority, period, and be able to make it.
That's what's up. That's real.
And so I saw how he was using the internet to basically cash flow. And it struck an idea with me 2011. And I was like, yo, this dude used the internet to cash flow. He's like a landlord.
But
the internet. And so I was like, yo, I'm going to name my company that. And I always said that one day I would explain to people what an internet landlord is, but first I have to be living proof of it.
Of course.
And that's when I created my digital marketing company where we sell products and teach the community how they can get started with real estate and stuff like that. And from there, that's what built to now we're launching a podcast, we're launching a board game.
That's dope, bro.
And things like that.
That's dope. And I think it's amazing that you want to give back, because I know from my point of view, when I started, I was one of the youngest. Like when I first started back in 2017, there was no like young guys doing it on Instagram. Yeah. It was only like all the big guys at the seminar game, right? And they were charging you like 10 bands just to talk to them. Over the top, 10,000 just to talk to them. So it's cool now that there's so many young cats doing it. Yeah. And like, cause I feel like for people like, like us, like you said, right? Minorities and stuff, when we see people that walk like us, talk like us, act like us, making it, that inspires people to be like, damn, I could do that too. So I think that's really dope what you're doing, bro. I had a similar experience to that actually. I was just telling a couple of my buddies about it that when I first started doing it, people were like, yo, you don't like post anything about it. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't want that negative energy. Right. And he told me, yo, you're selfish, bro, because if it wasn't for someone else posting about it, you would have been stuck in the military still. So you're not paying it forward by being you could be the video that someone sees that changes someone's life. So I think that's amazing that you're doing that at a large level, bro. Much respect to you, bro.
Definitely.
Where can people get more information about that?
So you can tap into my podcast website. It has all the information. EscapeTheNewbieZone.com.
Nice.
Yeah. You'll see more different things, but the Internet Landlord brand will be on there as well too.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. So for someone right now who's watching this, right, who thinks this is a coincidence, they think they're a coincidence, that they just stumbled upon this, and what you're saying right now is hitting home for them. They're like, damn, this is spitting. Right?
Yeah.
What do you got to say to them right now? If someone's out there looking to get started right now, what information, what advice can you give somebody like that right now?
Well, I'll tell people, like, at the end of the day, right now, is an opportunity for them to be able to learn how to trade value for dollars, right? We've been taught on trading hours for dollars, and we go in and work for somebody, and there's nothing wrong with a job. Obviously you need to be able to pay bills and put food on the table and things like that. But I think at this point now, in 2020, going forward, that, having a side hustle or a business is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying?
1,000%.
And I think that this is the time where we can see that we can pretty much, the internet allows anybody that whatever knowledge you have,
sure,
whether it's real estate, whether it's cooking, whether it's, working out, whatever, you need to be able to share that with other people so that way you can give back, because these are things that is not shared in college. I'm pretty sure you didn't learn that when you were, did you ever go to college?
Bro, it's funny. I actually went for 2 months, bro. I went for 2 months.
I said it wasn't for you, huh?
I asked my business teacher. So I went to business school, right? Like thinking that I needed that to start a business. Right. Because I went for free. I was in the military. Okay. So I actually got paid to go. So let me make a quick check and learn something. Right. So I asked my business teacher, yo, bro, how much do you make on your business? He had like a meat packing business. He's like, about $2,000 a month. Like, man, I'm out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I stopped going after that, bro.
Yeah. Like, yo, you learn from somebody at college that doesn't even have a business or doesn't have the life or anything that you want, right? They don't have the success around. And the thing about it is that now this is an opportunity for people. Again, you can pretty much create a business out of just being on social media.
Yeah.
Like, so I tell everybody, learn how to trade value for dollars. That way you're not at the mercy of the person that cuts your check. Because until you can cut your own check, you're at the mercy of them. So whenever they feel that you're not valuable to them anymore, whenever they feel that, you know, you're cutting into their profits, they get rid of you.
That's a fact. And like you said, now's a perfect example of that. I think something that you said that was really dope just now, you said that there's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5, which I agree. Mm-hmm. But there is something wrong with only having a 9-to-5, right?
Absolutely.
Like I know a couple people probably heard the quote, like, don't work 40 hours a week on someone else's dream and work 0 hours on your own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's huge right there, bro.
Because the thing about it is that, you know, again, we look at history and we look at, okay, well, our parents, you know, they got maybe retirements, hopefully. Maybe they got Social Security and stuff like that. My dad, for instance, he just got his Social Security just kicked in. I don't think we're going to have that.
Oh, nah, hell no.
I don't think that's available for us. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
So it's like, yo, if you don't want to be stuck working at Walmart greeting people when you're 60 and 70 years old, like, nah, and then another thing, too, man, is like, I look at, again, the people that, you know, our grandfathers, our mothers and stuff like that, they work their whole life to wait to 65 to finally get that retirement, that check, right, to come in.
Yeah.
And then you die 10 years later. You know, or now or now it's like, okay, now you're retired, so now you can go out and you can go live your life. But you damn near can't walk. Some of you crippled. Some of you in a wheelchair.
You don't got no time. You don't got the energy to do anything anymore. No, and you know what's crazy, bro? It actually breaks my heart, bro. Going to Walmart and seeing like the Walmart greeters at 70 years old. 70, yeah. That absolutely breaks my heart, bro. Like just knowing that the system didn't set them up with enough knowledge to be able to better themselves, because that's what it was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't have the abundance of information we have, like we do today. Right? They had to know somebody with money. You had to personally know them.
Right.
Today, I could reach out to somebody on Instagram that has money, and I'd be like, "Yo, bro, I'll clean your office for free."
Yeah.
Right? Teach me something.
Yep. And same thing. I mean, you have a military background. Same thing. I look at them like those people come home, and what do they get?
Free school. These people are GI Bill. That's it.
and these people end up on all type of drugs and stuff like that they probably took when they was in the military or whatever. These are the homeless people and stuff that's on the streets. It's crazy that like you give back to your country and then what do they give you?
Nah, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. That I think that's really crazy, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's my thing is like learn how to trade value for dollars. There's some type of value that you have. I was in the room of internet marketers one time, and the people were discussing their business. When I tell you some of the businesses that people have or some information, it was crazy, Jay. Like this woman had a book on how to help women deal with life after having herpes, making 6 figures a year.
That's so specific.
So specific.
Specific.
She's not a doctor or anything like that, but she dealt with how to overcome it and how to deal with it, and she's helping other people, and she makes 6 figures a year doing it.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, some people really like they look at their idea and they're like, this idea is too small, this idea is too stupid, and people don't realize. I actually followed this guy on Instagram not too long ago, the creator of Silly Bands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember Silly Bands. It was like animal shaped bands. Yeah. This dude made like 20 mil off of that.
Crazy.
Selling small animal shaped rubber bands, and then you're out here with a lot of like talent, thinking that your talent is stupid.
Right.
When someone's out here. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna just go for it.
But then also too, people think that they need to be innovative like that. You don't.
Yeah.
You can have some type of information in your brain, and that somebody else doesn't have. It's crazy. Like people, that's what it is that people think that I don't know enough to be teaching somebody. But my mentor always taught me is that you should always have one hand up to a mentor, one hand down to a mentee.
That's a fact.
At all times.
Nah, that's a fact. That's dope. I'm gonna steal that from you. I'm gonna steal that from you 100%. That was fire. Yo, write that down. No, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Can you give us an example of how to trade value for dollars?
Absolutely.
Like for somebody right now, like bare basics, right? Let's say someone out here, they're just amazing at working out, right? How would you trade value for dollars?
Perfect example. So, and this is actually a friend of mine. Shout out to my guy Matthew, his wife. She created a program that she knew that during the pandemic, the gyms is closed, right? So it's like, okay, what can I do? Okay, so she said I could train people on Zoom where they could show up, and every single, I think 4 days out the week or whatever, or I think it was every day, they can come out and work out, following her steps for whatever, 30 minutes a day or whatever, or an hour a day or something like that. It was $20 a month, $20 a month to subscribe for it. So it's basically what you would pay at a gym, but you get to come to the Zoom calls and learn. Easy, $15,000 a month business. Just showing people that are at home that can't go to the gym some different workouts that they can do at home, even if you don't have the equipment that you can easily do to continue working out, continually making sure you stay healthy.
Because she had the knowledge on how to do it. She was just sharing it.
That's all she did. Wow. $20 a month. $20 a month turned to a $15,000 a month business for her.
That's crazy.
You know, so that's the thing. It's just stuff like that. It's like you may have something where you know how to cook a certain meal. You know, maybe you vegan or whatever. You have these different. Not you. Shout out to my guy. Listen, I'm a vegan, but you know, some people are vegan. It is what it is, but not, I don't know. But the thing about it is that like, you may have something, maybe podcasting, for instance.
Yeah.
You may know how to go out and launch a podcast. So you might want to teach somebody. Maybe you know something on how to, I don't know, how to be a good dad. Like I know some people that they have books and different, you know, educations on for new fathers on how to be a good dad.
That's dope, yeah.
It's so many different things. The thing about it is that it don't have to be like, you know, this huge, like a lot of people think that the only way they can trade value is showing somebody how to make money.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it is that it can be something about making money. It could be something about improving their life, whether it's health or something like that. You know,
mindset, changing somebody's mindset.
Like, there's so many different ways. Like in the niche of the internet, there's so many. I saw this another lady. She was teaching.
Not the herpes
people,
lady.
Not the herpes
lady.
This is another lady. Same conference I was in. She was teaching people.
He's about to say some crazy shit. Like, I already know.
Bro, she was teaching people how to effectively brush their teeth in the morning.
Stop it. Stop it.
No cap, bro. It's like, when I saw that, I was just like, listen, you can really create anything. Anything.
That's crazy.
I can show people how to freaking make sure they don't take a dump in the morning or something. I don't, like, it's just ridiculous.
Yo, that's crazy,
because it's so much stuff that you can do. Like, it's just, like, the internet is just crazy. Like, you can literally create a business out of anywhere.
I'm like mind blown by, like, those two examples, bro. No lie.
I'm telling you, man. Like, it's crazy. So, that is, what value do you have to the world at the end of the day? What value do you have to the world? What is something that you're knowledgeable about that people may come to ask you about and say, how do you do this, or how do you do that, or how does that happen? You take that knowledge and you can go on Google, search it. If there's a lot of people that, you know, a lot of results that come up, and you see people that are actively, you know, putting out blogs about it, I think that will let you know that there is people that are interested in that topic.
Yeah.
Go out and start putting the content out on Instagram. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on your YouTube channel.
Someone out there is going to be able to relate to it.
Someone's going to relate to it. You're going to have people starting to message you to want more information. And then you start just, you know, maybe you take on a few different people as a beta test to make sure they get results. Get like 5 free people on there, beta test it, make sure you're proving how you know how to teach. Yeah. You get results. Now you got testimonials. Now you can go ahead and put that out as a product or a service. And then you start making money.
Fire. Business. Right there. Business.
Yeah. Simple.
That's what's up, bro. Yo, Chris, I got 2 questions for you, right? I know you're a busy guy. I don't want to hold you up here too long, even though you're dropping bombs right now. 2 questions for you, bro. So 1, what is, because you've accomplished a lot, bro, in these 11 years as an entrepreneur, knowing how to pivot when you see an opportunity, having that foresight to make something happen. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's a question that's hard for a lot of people to answer, so I'm sorry if it's going to be hard to answer for you, all right? Cool. Which one of your accomplishments that you've done has made you the happiest? What's brought you the most, like, damn, I'm really happy about that I did that?
Damn. Accomplishing in business? Or just life period?
Life period. You know, let's do life. Let's do life and a business one. Let's do life and a business one.
Cool. Life, I would say, is being there for my kids.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. Like, I get so much time to spend with them. It's crazy. Because I think about, like, so some people don't know that my son was born premature, 3 months early. And, like, my son had to live in the NICU at the hospital for 82 days. So I had to go back and forth. So I look at it like, because he came out 2 pounds. He was tiny. Right? So he lived in this box for 82 days. And like I look at it and just thinking about like the time I get to spend with him every single day, the time I get to spend with my daughter, like if I worked a job,
you wouldn't be able to do that.
I would.
That's beautiful, bro.
You know, so I would say that that's probably the most accomplished that I feel is just being able to be with them and see them, you know, be able to really, like my daughter, she's creating a shoe line. She does like spray painting and she draws like the Simpsons and stuff. So like being able to like push her entrepreneur dreams, you know,
and her creativity. So you know she's never gonna have to be average. That's amazing. That's like, beautiful, bro.
Like that's probably my.
That speaks volumes of your character, bro. Yeah, too. That's one of your best accounts. That's your. Like,
that's
what's
top
up, bro.
For me, man.
That's what's up.
Business wise, I would say helping people, man. Like the thing about it is that, you know, you get so good at making money. Like money comes in every day. It's cool. It's like flex. It's cool. This comes in every day, right? But the thing about it is that when somebody comes to me and they're like, "Yo, Chris, I just did my first real estate deal." I had a guy yesterday. He just did a $6,500 something deal here in town.
Wow.
And it's like when people like come to me and tell me that they did that and they changed their life, like that makes me feel. It brings me back to my very first deal I did.
Cause you know his life has changed forever now. His life will never be the same ever again anymore. That first
reality check, it's a wrap. You know now you can go create income, and so like. That's for me what makes it all worth it. That's my biggest accomplishment. I told myself that when I die, I want to have at least 10,000 testimonials. Whether it's either they came in my life and maybe heard something from me, maybe they made some money, something that changed their life. I gave them a book or recommendation, whatever. I want 10,000 people to be at my funeral saying that I changed their life. So I know I got a lot of work to go. You know, I got a lot of work to do to get to that accomplishment. I'm not too far off, but I got a lot of work to do. And my thing is that I want people at my funeral to say, "Yo, Chris Bruce changed my life."
Nah, that's what's up, bro. That's deep, bro. Impact over income for sure.
Absolutely.
You do one, the other comes.
Yep. Because then you know you help enough people get to where they want to be, you're gonna get exactly what you want out of life. It's always been like that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And so that's my biggest accomplishment is when people come to me like, "Yo, I got a 6-figure business now," or "I just did my first deal," or you know, I was able to make enough money to. You know, be able to quit my job and like that's what the impact. That shit is crazy. Sometimes it's even made me cry, bro. Like
nah, that's a fact, bro.
Yeah.
I remember my first investment wasn't real estate. I had this mentor in San Diego. He used to throw big soccer games. He was like, "Yo, bro, give me 20,000 and I'll give you a 20% return." I was 19. I was like, 20,000? This guy's nuts. But then, you know, those coincidences, man, it's never a coincidence, bro. So I was like, yo, took out a personal loan at 1.5% for 20.
Hold on, I don't want you to bypass that. I gotta salute to you, bro. 19, 20 years having that mindset, that's crazy. Because the thing about it is, I look at when I was 19, 20, I was chasing women.
Oh no, I was doing that too.
But I wasn't that folk. Like if you would have told me in 1920 to go take out a loan for 20 grand, if we buying jewelry and Rolexes with us, because I'm not. I don't have that. I didn't have that mindset to think about trying to make an investment to bring back a return. So that's crazy, bro.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I was just, you know, I had a certain lifestyle I wanted to live, and I knew I couldn't do it working a regular job, bro. Right. So I took that $20,000 personal loan. And in my head, I even told my partner Levi, I was like, "Yo, bro, what do we do if he messes up the money?"
Right.
And, you know, I'm still young, bro. So we were like, "Yeah, we'll pull up to his house, beat him up." Like that's the kind of conversation we was having, bro. This is my first big investment.
Right.
So I end up giving him the $20K. He throws this amazing soccer game. I think it was the Mexican Cholos. I forgot who it was, bro. Mm-hmm. But it was out in San Diego. And in 2 months, he gave me $24,000 back.
Wow.
I made $4K 2 months, not doing anything. And the day I cashed that check, I knew my life is never gonna be the same. I'm like, yo, whatever happens, I already know that I know how to make money without having to work. So like, so the fact that you're able to give people that feeling, bro, I know how that feeling feels, bro.
Right,
so it's like that's amazing, bro.
That's crazy though. Damn, you was 19?
19, bro. 19 years old.
So let's switch this. I want to ask you some questions, man.
Let's do it.
You just opened my mind up too, man. Like, so how did you even? I mean, you was in the military, obviously. You take risk and everything, right? Every day, you know. Or were you out in the field or no?
I was a aircraft technician, so I would work on like little components that came out of the helicopters.
But still, I mean, anybody that goes military, you gotta have boss to do that. Period.
Appreciate that, bro.
But what gave you the mindset to be like, investments? Like, what gave you to take risk and stuff like that? Because a lot of people at that young of an age, they don't take risk.
It was
besides buying some Jordans or something. I'm gonna risk my couple little dollars. I got to go cop some J's or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? But it's like nobody thinks like that at 19. That's not normal.
It was my guy Anthony, bro. My guy Anthony Fernandez. He's we don't really talk that often anymore. Okay. I don't really know what he does anymore actually. But he was like, I would consider him my first mentor. I saw him at the boxing gym, and he had on these fly sweatsuits. And you know me, I be wearing sweatsuits all the time. So I'm like, damn, that's fire. So and he had a Rolex on, and I met him at 17 or 18. And me, you seen a Rolex, you come from the hood. That's like the epitome of somebody made it. Yeah, I was like, yo. So I asked him what he did. He said, I throw these big soccer games. I asked him to teach me. He was like, yo, I be busy. And I'm like, yo, whatever I could do for you, I'll clean your car. He had a nice ass Beamer. He was like, yo, sell these soccer tickets for me. He gave me 500 soccer tickets. I ain't know anything about soccer, bro. Right. I know I'm Hispanic, but you know, to be away from the stereotype, I don't know anything about soccer, man. Yeah. So I actually was like, yeah, I could do that, no problem. I committed first, figured it out later, you know.
Right.
Man, so essentially, we took it from there. I was door knocking, door to door. I was in San Diego at the time. Okay. Mexican community. So I was like, you guys like soccer? And I ended up selling like 400 tickets.
Wow.
And the dude was like, yo, that's dope. Bought me a sweatsuit. So from there...
Hold on, that's all he bought? He bought you he didn't give you no money for it?
Nah, he didn't give me no money. He bought me a sweatsuit.
Wow.
So... but he started to teach me about like business, applying for loans, the power of leverage. But at the time, I thought the dude was crazy. I was like, bro, he's telling me to take out mad money in debt. Right. But I didn't realize like the power of good debt. Yeah. So I met him, I was 17. I moved back to New York, joined the military, left, traveled all over the States for a little bit, came back at 19. So 2 years later, I hit him up like, yo, I'm back in San Diego. Gotcha. Let's link up. So he let me, my girl was coming to visit. I had a girl at the time. She was coming to visit. My car was broken in the shop because I had to beat up on the Civic. And he was like, use my car. Oh, word? Nice ass 7 Series Beamer. And I'm like, I flexed for a week. He let me use his car for a week, bro. It felt so good. Yeah. When I gave it back, he was like, you know why I did that? Because now you're going to want one. And you're going to work harder for it. And I was like, damn, you damn right. I do want something like this. Right. And then that's when he started telling me, like, yo, bro, look, I'm able to do this because of X, X, and X. He told me to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. So just seeing the lifestyle, him kind of give me a little taste of the lifestyle. Yeah. I was like, whatever this guy does, I gotta do.
Follow suit.
And then I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and in that book, it was telling me exactly what this dude was telling me. And I'm like, damn, bro, like somehow I gotta figure something out. Right. So when the investment opportunity came up, I just had to do it.
Gotcha. That's dope, man. That's dope. Like, because again, it took me to 25, man, for me to really get into, like, yeah, I took out a loan and everything, but I was kind of just following my dad's suit when I bought my first rental property. Yeah. But me doing stuff on my own at 25, kid, I had to have a kid for everything to like
to
change.
click.
Yeah, it's like, yo, I got to think different. I got to move different. Like, this got to be totally different than what I've been doing because I've been partying. I've been having a good time. I have a lot of women and all that, but at the end of the day, it's like, yo, I don't got no paper.
Yeah.
This has got to change.
It's important. It's important.
It's got to change. So, yeah, man. That's crazy.
That's what's up. So, last question for you, my brother. Last question. So, how old are you right now?
I won't tell nobody. Nah, it's cool. I'll be 36 this year.
So, if right now 35-year-old Chris Bruce goes back in time and talks to 25-year-old Chris Bruce, what would he tell him?
Man, I would tell him, one, believe in yourself. Don't hold back. Always bet on yourself. I think there's times that when I was younger, I wasn't as willing to bet on myself at certain things. There was times where like I would make a little money and then I would have that like mindset of like, man, I might go back broke. Yeah. I might go back to how I was in Detroit, living those days when I had money. And so I wasn't always willing to like bet on myself in certain things with like re-ing up with the marketing money and stuff, putting it back in the deals and stuff. So I would tell myself to bet on myself early on because I think about like now in advertising, we spend about 15, 20 grand a week.
Sheesh.
But back then, if you would have told me, yo, that's all you had to do. If you got something that's working, you can scale up to me and having 6 figures a month. I was scared.
Yeah, because you didn't believe that you could. You thought that was gonna be money wasted, not money invested.
Exactly. So I would tell myself early on, bet on yourself, man. Put it all on the line. As long as you have, of course, money for bills, put it back into a business, man. Don't try to like hoard money, because when you hoard money, you're hoarding your growth. At the end of the day, you're stinting your growth. You can't grow if you're hoarding money, thinking that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I need to keep this just in case, or whatever the case may be.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. That's why I put my money back into the business 100%, bro. Sometimes it was crazy. I was actually thinking about it the other day. You ever just sit back and think, yo, how did I end up to this point? And you realize there was a point where you got comfortable.
Yep.
And then there was a point where immediately after that you got uncomfortable,
right,
and had to get yourself comfortable.
Right.
And uncomfortable, like it's like, and I realized that because I'm like, I thought when I first started, and I was taking a lot of risk. I remember I was 21. I bought my first house and had my first flip already.
Okay.
And I had like still active duty, and I was like, after we made that money, I think we made like 40 grand. We invested 30 back into the business, and I remember sitting and thinking, damn, I could have just been comfortable with that, and I could have been ahead. At 21, I'm already ahead of so much people. And I could have just been comfortable with that. I was stressed out that we put that much money back into the business. I felt like it was a gamble. Yeah. But looking back on it, man, it was the fact that I knew it was gonna work. Well, I didn't know at the time, but I was willing to take that risk, and that's what it takes, bro. Getting out of that comfortable, feeling like that. Damn, I gotta make this work.
And the thing about me too, man, is that I didn't understand. Another thing I would tell myself too is having a better relationship with money.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't understand my relationship with money was bad until I started getting into like the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind book. I started reading these books, and they was talking about like the thing about money is that if you get money and as soon as you get it, if you spend it, like it's not going to be willing to keep coming around. You got to have a relationship like you have with women and your family. So you got to have the same relationship with money.
It's a fact.
You got to be a good steward of your money. And I didn't realize that, until I started messing up, and then I had to, come back from the bottom, and it was this repeated process I went through at a time. It was like I would make money, then I would like spend it, then it was like I would start from the bottom and have to come back up again. Yeah. It was like a repeated process, and I was just like, why do I keep going through this? And it was like, you got to be a better steward of your money. You got to learn how, the thing about, I think with us, as minorities is that we get to a point where some people, when you've been down for so long, when you come up, you gotta go stand and shine. You want to be up. You gotta tell everybody, oh, I'm up. And it's like, you don't need to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? You need to grind, stack your paper, invest, keep the process going, and then eventually you can be able to stand and show people. But it's like we be down so long that
when you get that taste of it, you're like, damn.
I gotta show it everybody. I don't care if you counting me out. I'm up. I'm getting money, this and that. And then it's like you blow everything, and then
now you back down.
Exactly.
So. Nobody wants to be the person who had money. I promise you. That's probably one of the worst feelings in the world, bro. I'm that person that had money.
Yeah, if I had it and lost it all and never could get it back, I don't even want it. I'd rather
not know how that feels.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like eating steak every day and having to go back to cereal every day. Hell no, bro.
Man.
That's crazy. That's not. So, Chris, for the people who are out there who are watching this, they're like, yo, man, this dude Chris really out here talking facts. How can people find you, bro? What's some of your
definitely. You can find me definitely on Instagram. It's mostly active on there at Detroit Mogul. I'm actively on there all the time, posting, doing IG lives, all that stuff. So that's probably the best way for anybody to find me.
That's what's up. And your podcast, you said it streams everywhere?
Yeah, we on everything. Spotify. We're on. If you just look me up, Chris Bruce, I'm Spotify.
iTunes. Google me.
Google me, man. I'm all over the internet, man. I got articles on all the freaking ABC, Fox News, all that. Just Google me, I'll come up.
Man, yeah, y'all heard it. Google the man. Nah, that's what's up, yo, Chris. I appreciate you coming out here, my brother. Man, you really dropped some jewels on some people, bro. I know a lot of people gonna listen to this, think that this was a coincidence, and after listening to this, they're gonna know, nah.
It's a better way, man. It's a better way out here.